Hey everybody, good afternoon. Like we got Major John, Captain Sledge, Andrew, Don, Dan, Sergio, Ed, Rex, and Ted. Ed and Ted. Tara, Chris, good to see everybody. Laura, always a pleasure. And Ivan, good to see you too. How's everybody doing? Everybody survived the day? Goose. Lieutenant Colonel Goose in the house. Everybody survive? Everybody okay? Everybody have major losses? Speak now, forever hold your peace. I think it kind of went down. So far, it's going down exactly like I thought we might. Hey, Digger. Good to see you. And welcome to the show, everybody. Well, I mean, nobody likes a correction, right? Especially if you're not short. But hopefully it didn't catch you unexpected, right? We have seasonality. Got the jobs report coming up on Friday. And then we've got 30 minutes of your requests. That's why everybody's here, right? Do some requests. Welcome to the show. So we'll get to that in a few minutes. Hold your requests. And remember, channel members get priority. So channel members, you'll have priority over anybody else. And if you want priority like the other channel members, just be a member of the channel. Easy as that. Alrighty. It's not expensive, but it does support me and my family. So, hey, Pat, welcome to the show. SJ, welcome. You can put your request now. It'll probably get lost. We'll come back around. I'll give you the rules to request here in a few minutes. All right, so seasonality. On tap. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see, I had that up a minute ago, but we'll pull it up again. I posted this in Discord earlier, and, well, guess what? Everything's kind of working exactly like I outlined a couple weeks ago. We're basically back to flat for the year on, well, certainly we're slightly negative on Nasdaq. Back to flat, basically slightly negative on SPX, I guess, with the pullback right at the end of the day. And let me pull up a SPX seasonality. Un momento, por favor. And there's one. Open her up, Buttercup. Oh, awesome. I gotta, cool. Won't open out of the, there we go. Drop that over. There we go. There's the S&P seasonality right there. We usually get negative. Look at that. Not a surprise. Not a surprise a bit. Look at that. I think we dipped negative back here too. So this is not all that much surprise. Usually get some choppy price action. Anybody surprised by this? We talk about it every year. And no major losses, no major panics. I mean, hey, Kimberly, my favorite subscribers here. So once we get the rip, watch out for this. We might top May, June. Could get some chop in May. Big pullback in June. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful out there. Especially if you have your hard-earned dollars at risk in the market. All right? We expected this. It happened. Now, I'm not sure this is happening this year. All right? We may make a peak and take it on down. So this is the caution. Like, I throw this out there that we don't have to end up, this is the historic. This takes 20 years and averages it. It's kind of similar over the last 100 years. But we don't have to end up like positive 16% for Nasdaq. We don't have to end up positive 8 to 9% on S&P. All right? We don't have to. So be careful. Be careful. That that fall might be, the fall might be concerning, right? And we might get a fall and fall, and it could be continue right down through the end of the year. We've seen that in years past. So the seasonality, we go jump up, look at this right here. Dun, 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 dun. You know, back in 22, it was a down year until right at the end, but it still chopped right into the end. It was down. Ouch. That was in that seasonality thing, though. Back here, 2019, topped in September, bottomed in December. This might be similar to what we see this year. We could get something like that. That's what I'm concerned about, along with Goose right there. Something like that. Something longer, more protracted, bit deeper. You take that and project it up to current levels. Well, that's a 20% pullback. Right there. Bring it up to current. What would a 20% pullback do? Take it right here, 20%. Ouch. Back to 48. That's rough. So back to the weekly roadmap line. So big picture, we are possibly finishing up this correction. We got a little flush into the close. Stayed in the roadmap line. Have to see what happens here on the reopen. Ticking away here, grinding at it. Not actually, I guess, got 2 more minutes of moving since this is delayed by 10 minutes, but the market is closed right now. The ES futures and Nasdaq futures and Russell futures, all the other futures, reopen at 6 p.m. Eastern. They'll start ticking away again. So, there you go. And this morning, I outlined these bubbles. As we wrapped up this morning, I was like, here's the 1 minute, here's the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the 30 minute, the 1 hour. There's the levels we got to watch as we go higher. Well, the 1 minute, we busted right on through. Popped up, come on cruising, got up to the 5 minute and rejected hard. Ouch. Oh, man. And as we got right into the close, just kind of stabilized. Just kind of stabilized. Deep 786 retrace, move up, potential to go higher, but we'll see where we end up with tomorrow. All right. The market has this lovely habit of getting people super bearish and ramping up the extreme fear. This hasn't really updated since 9 this morning. Double check it. Yeah, there's 4 this afternoon at 20. We tend to tip the boat to one side. Everybody's bearish. Everybody's like, oh, we're going down. And then what do? We rip it to the other side. And when everybody's extremely greedy, buying, we tend to get a pullback and rip it back down again. That's what the market loves to do. Now, if only there was a chart that we had that kind of showed us how this was all going. Guess what? That's what these charts are right here. It's what these charts are right here. This shows us which way the boat's tipping. We still have a little bit to go before we tip the boat to the bottom. We could tip it down just a bit more. We get down here, likely we're going to go up right there. If you've never seen this chart before, this is the S5TW. Stocks above their 20-day. Get the right day. Above the 20-day moving average. S5TW. Do you have a 50-day? Surely we do. Right here, we may double dip it. Do we have a 200-day? We surely do. Can you make this any time frame you want? No. Sorry. That doesn't work. These are the ones I know about. There are some other ones for other indexes like Nasdaq and Russell. But these are the ones I kind of keep an eye on right here. This may come down to the bottom before we can go back to the top. Right? We poked out the bottom pretty good here coming into, the end of 2024. We ripped it pretty good right at the beginning of 2025. Now we're bleeding it back down to the bottom right there. Probably going to come back down, make another low before we go up again. Yeah, 200 took a spill. That was a big jump down. Right back to the low we had from a couple weeks ago. Right there. Big jump down. And this isn't even updated for today. That's still yesterday's. I guess just updated. Just updated. Just came out at 5 o'clock. Just updated. But that's still a ways from, and we're still at 48. That's 48% of the S&P 500 stocks above the 200-day. That means 52% of the S&P 500 stocks are below their 200-day moving average. Got to do a little math on that. Like, when we're down at the bottom, that would mean 80% of the S&P 500 stocks are below their 200-day moving average if we make it all the way to the bottom. The uptrend of lows we've got going, just have 2 lows at this point. We may come down here and test it at 42%. So right there. Yeah, it's TradingView. And I don't know the ticker in TOS. I don't think there is a ticker for this in TOS. This is free to use. You can just go to tradingview.com. You don't have to you can make a free account. Don't even have to pay anything. You can look at it anytime you want. So, yeah, the last 30% can be painful. That's true. It's saying, yeah, that's true, Ed. It's kind of saying that the S&P, not really, despite we're sitting still near only a couple percentage off the highs. Not much of the S&P playing. Not much chooching here. Look at this one. Look at that. Right down to the target zone. I'll be dang. I've been looking for that. Gosh, since we started down this path. We bounced. I've been saying, well, we could. I didn't really think we'd do it, but this fast. But there it is. Might push it on down lower. And if this thing doesn't find supports, we could go all the way down to 1,300 on Russell. Be 130 on IWM. Holy bananas. Holy bananas. This target's been sitting down here for a while. A couple of years. It's been sitting down here, waiting. Ooh, that would be a nasty, big nasty right there. It's been sitting out here. Bigger corrective pattern. Sets it up for that move. Right down there. Whew, baby. Everybody starts panicking. I warned we were going to get a big correction. And when Nasdaq failed to make a higher high, that was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. So, hard for me to be super, I'm not upset. I expected this to happen. I'm not really, I've just been, my account's just been churning the last couple of days. Not really down, not really up, just churning. We pushed the 1272 already. First move down, that would be this move right here. First move off of that December high, right down in there. Control C, Control V, just copy and paste, move it over. We exceeded the echo, pushed it on down to the 1272. A lot of times we see reversals, corrections, bottom out right there. That's a classic level right there. We did not get below that low right there, which I said this morning was concerning if we started getting below it. We got darn near close to it, but we didn't get below it. We certainly didn't close the day down here. Now, if we do close the day down here tomorrow or a subsequent day, that's cause for concern that we may come all the way down back to that low from over here in August. Don't want to see it? Not really. Not really. Don't really want to see that, but it's possible. It's on the chart. It's possible. Now, what this look? No, excuse me. What this looks like to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, with a fifth wave potential out here. That's what it looks like to me, particularly on Nasdaq. Most clear of the charts. As long as we don't overlap that high, this is still looking pretty good. We have a little bit of room left, not much, before we overlap that high. Projecting off of that first move up, off that August low, back off of this correction that we're at right now, it basically puts us back with the same levels that I've been watching right there. Look, that level, cha-ching, that level, cha-ching, right there. Same levels we've been watching, as if we projected it all off of this. Right back over here. Same kind of levels. Beautiful. Same kind of levels we've been watching off that correction. Same kind of levels. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, there's other reasons I have that I think we bottomed today. Possibly. May get slightly lower. I've got some reasons that I think we bottomed today. Some other people that I follow turned bearish yesterday afternoon, and they flipped on something they've been saying for months. They flipped, and the one particular person has a habit of when they flip, the market pushes the extreme of what they, their level just a little bit, and then reverses right there. It happens like, gosh, I've watched it happen like 12 times in a row. And for years. This is not just like 12 times in the last couple weeks. This is 12 times over like the last 8 years or 9 years or 10 years on different markets, different charts, different things. That's potentially the bottom. I can't guarantee it, but potentially it. Now, we usually look at the red list, rip through a few of these, come down, Russell, like I said, that's potential bottom there. Oil, held on to it. This is interesting. Anybody remember, I think it was Friday, I said that, maybe it's yesterday, I don't know. Time's a blur right now. I said that oil might fake out the bottom and then rip back and possibly fake out the top too after faking out right here, or possibly even get the target right there before we drop again. Maybe I remember me saying that after this fake out, we may go fake out the bottom. That's looking like potential fake out right there. Potential fake outs. Brent, just retesting the lows. Not really indicating anything. This is European crude as opposed to West Texas Intermediate crude. Slightly different charts, as you can see, but very similar. Very similar indeed. Gasoline, look at this. Bounced off the roadmap line from the top. Typically see a move like that afterward. Break back above the 618. It's probably going to set this up for another extension. Could be set up to go up to 250. That's going to hurt for inflation. We might be in a stagflation situation right now where prices go higher, energy goes higher, even though everything's like stagnated. Seems like we're not going higher. That's a problem. Heating oil under the roadmap line. This is interesting. Interesting to me. This is diesel fuel. 618 retrace of that big 3 wave up. If we hold here, turn back higher. break back above this 618 level. This could be the start of something bigger with a corrective move up first. So it could be possibly an A, get the B. We could see a C wave. Where would that put us? Let's talk about it really quickly. First move up, retrace. Next move up could put us in this, right where the target was. That zone right there. It's funny how the targets keep coming back around. So if we had bounced over here, that was the target. And now that we've done this stuff, that's still the target. Still the target to the upside. I don't believe we're going to break down on oil, on diesel fuel. Probably going to go higher. $283, somewhere in that zone is what that looks like. Natural gas, almost to the target zone. Thought we might do that. 460, 470. This may be the last little pop before we get the seasonal correction. But it doesn't have to do that. That's where I think we're going to stop. We could go on up to 520. Gold. Right here. I'm wrong often enough. Like, you know, let's just call a spade. Wrong often enough. Gold. 618 retrace. Holding really well. That's a red warning right there. Initial drop. Retrace to 618. Next drop. Put us at least right there. Caution. If we don't just bust up higher than that orange zone tomorrow or the next couple days, probably going down here. Silver also, it's going to be, that looks like it wants to reach down right there. I mean, come on. That big topping tail back a couple weeks ago, this looks like it wants to retrace right to the roadmap line. Right there. If you're like, hey, how do you get the roadmap line? Links in the description. It's $5. And if you pay the $5, you get the Thinkorswim or whatever other, platforms I got. If you just want the code, you just want to know how to do it, you can do it yourself. I tell you exactly what EMAs make it up. In the video that's right under my name there, click my name, go to the channel homepage, watch the video. It tells you exactly what EMAs to use if you want this roadmap line. If you want it all cool and orange on your chart, well, easy button's $5. I give you the code for it for TradingView, but if you want it on another platform, link is down below. I think I have Thinkorswim, and I can't remember. I did MotiveWave and TradingView, and I don't know if I have any other ones or not. Copper, even though we got a big pop the other day, it's looking like a little bit of weakness. Not so sure we're going higher. Bitcoin has been really interesting. Check this out. Look at that. Let's get a few extra candles here. So just so it makes it look even better. Look at this. That is a move up, a retrace, measured bounce, holding intact. You're like, what the heck's a measured bounce? I teach it in the Fib class. This has levels up to the prior high right here for the next move. Next move, if we're going lower, we may stop right here, turn down. If we're going higher, probably get to that level right up there, back to the all-time high, may retrace from there and push it on out even higher. And we could extend it. We don't have to stop at that level right there. We could push on up to the 272 on a period of 119. This next move, if it's going to be super bullish, you may see that, a retrace, and then the finality move up to that 150 to 170 zone right up there. Now, time frame, I'm not predicting time. Like, that's not predicting time at all. We do have a major catalyst coming up on the 7th for Bitcoin. Trump is hosting the first crypto summit in the White House on the 7th. Nobody thinks I'm worthy of being invited. I wouldn't expect them to. I'm not a major force in the crypto market. Just a voice of truth. But I'm not a major force. I'm no major CEO. I just have a few people that follow me. So we'll see what happens on the 7th. It's coming up not far away. Volatility? You betcha. That's volatile. But the way this ended up today, potential to go cruising right up here. There's your levels. That level, bearish. This level, coin toss. This level, bullish. This level, hyper bullish. All right. Where do we stop? Not sure. We stop right here. No bueno. Not good. Niche Keats, as Kimberly likes to say. Not good. Get to here. Not so sure. Kind of confusing if we stop there. We get to here. Things are looking pretty positive. We get up here. And this is without a major retrace. Things are really nice. That'd be real nice, Clark. Right there. All right. Ethereum, a lot of damage done. Lower low today. Not feeling great about this. I'm not sure we're going to bring it back. Very cautious here. If we get below this low, or this, this line right here where we made this high back here, this kind of support line, we start getting below that. It was resistance, it was resistance, it was resistance. Now we're coming back for support. If we break through that, we might be heading down here. Triple digits. Triple digits. Not real good. This has been not very enthusiastic ever since they changed how Ethereum works back here in September of 22. Just hasn't been the same. We didn't make an enthusiastic breakout higher. This could, in fact, take Ethereum down lower, even with the strategic reserve thing. Be careful. Chasing Ethereum. All right. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining, not a recommendation to be buying or selling any financial instrument, including stocks, options, bonds, forex, futures, cryptos, treasuries. Don't long them, don't trade them, don't short them, don't trade them. Don't long them, don't trade them, don't short them, don't trade them, don't trade. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. If you need some financial advice, tell you what to do, hire and consult a financial advisor. It's not what I do. I'm not certified for that. I'm not pretending to do that on YouTube. Just a guy who gets some stuff right. Occasionally get lucky. And, well, you got to make your own choices. All right. Now we're to that point of the show where we're going to talk about jobs real quick. So the jobs report coming up on Friday. These numbers come out 8:30. Right there. Average hour earnings. Non-farm unemployment. Unemployment. Kind of expecting, I don't know. Do the DOGE job losses start showing up in the jobs on Thursday and Friday? Those unemployment claims on Thursday? Then do they weigh in on the jobs report on Friday? I don't know. Maybe. Unemployment rate hanging at 4. If it starts ticking up higher, might be a problem. We've been trending. We kind of went through the trough. We've been trending slightly higher. Not good for that unemployment rate. It's supposed to be super low. Not good for the inflation rate. It's supposed to be super low. If the unemployment rate ticks up. And look at years past here. Super low, and then we ramped up. And then we went through another dip, and we ramped up really big. Just got to watch out. These things can sneak up on us really quickly. Like back here, hanging out 3, and then rip. And then we came right back. If you ignore the COVID pop, this looks like we're on a normal bell curve cycle here. We may do the next cycle up. Anyway. Yeah. No, I take all the focus. All right. So we're going to do requests now. Remember, channel members get the priority. So if you're a channel member, your name's in green, then you get priority. We're going to start right now. And I see PLTR, so we'll jump over and hit that one. Channel members, I got you. And then I'll circle back, hit everybody else. Please use complete ticker, all capitals if you please will, so I know it's a ticker. I will do my best to cover them all. One ticker per person per request. If you give me a whole list, I'm going to skip you. May come back, may not. And please let somebody else go before you just unload on me. So don't just be like, this ticker, that ticker, that ticker. You know, one line on each. If you just unload on me, I'll probably skip you. So I'll hit channel members first, and then I'll come back. So PLTR, no surprises here. Looking for this to come back down to the roadmap line. Now there is potential for this to have found support, but that's still where I'm kind of expecting this to ultimately go. Even if we bounce back up, still expecting it to come back down in this area. Have been for a while. All right. Next up, and SFM, right there, roadmap line. Notice a recurring theme yet? CELH. Bounced off the roadmap line. This is one we got to watch. Got to watch this one. I am bullish on this, but bounced up, hit the roadmap line, bounced down, hit the 618. It's very similar to Bitcoin, right? Need this to pop up through. There's the resistance right there for going higher. If we bust down below this, this is my level right here, down here at 20. We start getting below 20. Game over on Celsius. Lemonade, which is not related to an energy drink. Potential bounce, resistance at 43.65 right there. XRP, nothing's changed there. Looks pretty horrible. Sitting here doing nothing. That may be worse than that was a 618 retrace, and we may go lower. Be careful. Now that could be an initial move. And move up, retrace, move up, and it overlapped. This is the problem here on XRP. So we moved up, we retraced, we moved up again, and that retrace overlaps. So now that's corrective. Down would be my expectation. Be careful. It could break out higher, but that's a corrective move and not reliable. Might go higher. Might be a 1-2-1-2 possible. It's Occam's razor. The simplest explanation tends to be the right one. I mean, maybe it's a 1-2-1-2. We can go higher, maybe. But with the fact that we overlapped and this doesn't have a whole bunch of big structure to it, this makes it look like down might be the easier path. So careful there. All right, Tesla is hunting a bottom. And as stated earlier, if we maintain any kind of close below this high from right back here in July, switching to a more bearish posture, that we may not see a rally in the near term on Tesla. Stated that this morning, still sticking by it. Getting below this high is not very bullish. Period. That poke today, already a warning shot. Starting to overlap. We get below it with a daily close. Not great. Probably doing something more bearish, more protracted. Not going to be very strong. Dell going lower. There's the targets. Still maintain that move down to 60-70 area. J&J been a broke through the bearish trend. This has been in a downtrend channel for a couple years, poking out the top, but not getting anywhere. Hadn't gone anywhere yet. So we've got 3 other highs that we're gonna have to break through to prove we're going higher. multitude of resistance is what I would call that. That's a downtrend. This could be a fake out, and we just continue the downtrend. Not very optimistic on J&J. All right. WBD. Warner Brothers Discovery. What a hot choppy mess of consolidation. That's not very bullish. I don't. Just calling a spade. That's not a bullish chart. I wouldn't expect that to suddenly reverse either. Not looking too hot. Losing money. Expected to lose more money. Not great. I wouldn't mess with that right now. That's the way I feel about it. BITO is just Bitcoin. Not much to talk about. Probably going lower. If Bitcoin can reverse, great. But that looks like a bearish chart. We may go lower on BITO. This is based on the future chart. If we break down below the uptrend of lows there, be an indication we're going lower on BITO. TTD. Potentially down to that support. If we can hold right there in that box, potential bullish trade setup or a measured bounce. It's the environment that can be ripe for this stuff. Potentially shoot it up to this area in the 300, the 200 to 300 area right up in here. How long? Might be a while. We got this large gap down to contend with. Got to get through that before we can go up there. TTD. And T. It broke out of the. So kind of been in a nasty kind of choppy channel. Faked out the bottom, or we're going to fake out the top. Levels to watch. That prior high. Resistance. That prior high. Resistance. This thing has been in a downtrend since 99. I wouldn't screw around with it. I mean, I'm just saying, like, what makes you think all of a sudden we're done? Now, if we can start breaking out, great, but why 25 years later, 26 years later, would you think that there's giant opportunity here? It's just not my thing. I don't chase junk that's just been doing nothing for 20 years, 25 years, whatever, however many years it's been. And skip the chat. I love it when I do that. Apple. Jump up here. Take a look. Take a look. So we did another bounce right there. Right there, we hit. Bounced up. Lower high. May come back for another bounce. This one may push down. And here's the important low. If we get below that, come on down. At this point, we've made an initial move down. Made the 618 up to 786 retrace. So how far down, if we get below this, would I expect to go? So the roadmap line's first warning. Just to reiterate here, that's your first warning. We get below that. Here's the next warning. Get below that down here in the low 200s, 200 to 210 area. Right there, 200 to 210. That would be that's the goal line if we start breaking down. There. Now, if we bounce here, target's still 266, and it's set up for that. Like, we triggered that entry, then 8% upside from up here. It's even higher now that we've pulled back a little more. Looking at 13% upside to the target. AMD hit the target on the downside. Ciao. What do I think? I don't think anything. It still has downside potential. We can still push it on down in the 70s. Could it reverse here? Sure. Does it have to? No. Did I buy anything? Absolutely not. Didn't buy a darn thing. I don't know that it's done yet. No proof. And ADA, choppy sideways. No indication of where we're going. I wouldn't bet on that going anywhere at the moment. Dun, 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 dun. Just been chopping. That was the pop in November, and just been chopping lower highs. It's kind of a downtrend a little bit. When do we know it's done? I don't know. That's 3 waves up right now, and a big rejection. Maybe it gives me caution on 88. Moving on. Z for Beth. Potential to hit the roadmap line. Support right there. That 70 area. If we can dip right in there, can be done. Look for that next move up. Kind of did the big bullish thing I expected last year, so waiting on this to get another retrace before we can look for another move higher. She's welcome to come next week too, if she wants to take the time. Dun, dun, dun. So there's the levels we'll be watching on the upside. Right in here at 80. We get above 80. You're looking for that extension, 92 to 95. Possibly even on up to 105. So here's your supports. There's the resistance, and there's the target. Simple as that. CRWD. Looks like, if I was going to bet on it, roadmap line. MRK. Gap down, resistance. There. We hit the downside target. Boom. Touched the top of the target. Did that. Bounced. Came on down. Touched that one. Potential for this to be done on the downside. Where's the resistance? Right there. First resistance. We're right in the thick of it today. Next resistance. Roadmap line right there. Target if we can bounce. Right up here. Giant upside target. How long might that take? It might take a while. Could take a good long while. Could be well into 2026. All right. ANF. Slicing on down. Next target down, 82. And then 61 below that. Where does she stop? She don't have to stop anywhere. We can go all the way down. We can take it all the way back down. Come all the way back down here to 30, 40. Right there. Remember, there's no have to in the market. Like, things can go out of business. Things can suck it up. Likely that this one probably going to go lower, but we rejected off the roadmap line yet again. Big picture, when we made this high, I thought we would go down here. Kind of took a little diversion, but I still think we're probably going to go down here. Am I trading for it? Nope. Where's the resistance? Right up here. Downtrend highs. Somewhere around 463. We're at 257. And we may drop to 100. That's a big, wide range. A lot of uncertainty. A lot of gambling. You can make money in that, but I would think we're going lower. Just based on that price action. Right there. Next up, Lily. Has the setup to go higher. 116, 1016, 1016 right up there. Be the upside target. It's about a thousand. That is 1,000. That's $100 higher than we are now. Roughly 10%, and change upside from where we are. Potential a little higher, but I would stop there. I would get out Probably wait for it to retrace before I got back in. I'm not playing it. Coin continues to grind on that 618. Holding support really well. We break back above the roadmap line. Upside target. 379 short term. 400. Possibly even 500 right there. That's the next set of targets. Sol. That's a bearish move off SOL. I think you're gonna Sol USD. Still bearish. Not very good in the short term. Does not look finished to the downside. Potential that's a reversal, but not confirming. Big resistance there and there. Big resistance zone right around 180 right there. Crypto really sucked it up, so not really enthusiastic talking about crypto still. Maybe opportunities, but I'm not sure most of them are gonna pan out, so be careful. Nvidia potential to extend. Now we potentially, that may have been it. Possible. First move down, a retrace. Next move down. Potential for that to be it. Could be it. Where might we go? That high. This low. Resistance is first at the roadmap line. Not important, yes. Next, downtrend of highs. Right there at 618. Comes together. Major. Right around that 135, 136 area. Major resistance. We get through that. Potentially rally back to the high and extend it. If we turn down there, probably going down to, hate to say it, but probably going down to this level next. Low 90s. So that'll be one to be careful. Potential to reverse in the short term. If we don't get above this resistance, downside looks more and more likely on Nvidia. Microsoft, almost there now. Be ashamed to give it up. So close. So close. Almost taste it. Now that could be done. It may not get there, but that's so close. Yeah. I'd hate to not see it touch that. It might not, because Goose's theory of truncation. But, you know, somebody put that stupid big blue arrow on there, and we're darn close to it. And that was the end of the channel members. All right, channel members, you're back to being just like everybody else. I'll circle back around, hit the rest of the ticker requests. Anything I've already covered, I'm going to skip. And I'll do my best to cover everybody. DDOG, Dog, support right down here, 100. If we get down there, we can bounce up. Resistance to the roadmap line, we get above that. Potential for the bigger upside, 200, possibly even higher. This looks better on non-long mode right there. So right around 100. Potential 200, 240 on the upside after we do that. Could bounce here, but just not feeling as good as if we made it all the way down to the 618. UPS. No end in sight here. Resistance at the roadmap line, 127. Next level's down, 95, 90. I wouldn't bet on it going long, that's for sure. Ain't it? Man, down in the target zone. Oh, dang. Love it. Potential to find support here, maybe as low as 74 before we can bounce. Resistance up here, and of course the roadmap line coming across. All right. CRM, Salesforce. Ooh. Ouch. Well, first move down, the retrace, and support at 278. If we start getting below that, Probably coming back to this low back here. So if we get below 278 level right in here, probably I'll do that as a zone, fuzzy zone right in there. Back to that high. If we start pushing below there, probably gonna get a move down in this zone. Right like that. AMRX sounds like a pharmaceutical. Low price. So there's 4 things that don't commonly follow my patterns. This meets 2 of the criteria. In 1, anything the Food and Drug Administration of the United States gets involved in, medical tech, biotech, pharmaceutical, you name it, anything Food and Drug Administration of the United States gets involved in, doesn't follow the patterns. It just does crazy wild stuff sometimes. Sure, 90%, 80% of the time we can follow the pattern. 10, 20% of the time we just do something else. So that's number 1. Number 2, tickers, just regular tickers under $10. So regular stocks under $10 tend to do some wild stuff. They qualify as penny stocks and they trade differently. So this meets the 2 of those criteria as penny stock and as a biotech or pharma, biotech pharma, U.S. Food and Drug Administration. So be careful there on that one. Now the other things, leverage stuff, anything with 2x, 3x leverage, 1.5x leverage, anything that's leveraged at all, also doesn't follow the patterns. And then number 4 is things that are China. And then there's other exceptions like IPOs are bearish. SPACs don't always follow the pattern because they do their own little pattern. Real estate investment trusts tend to be on a different time frame and a different pattern. High dividend payers also, there's some other special cases, but for the most part, most of the stuff we're looking at, those 4 rules apply. China stuff, low price stuff, leverage stuff, and U.S. Food and Drug Administration. So pharma, not so sure. Could potentially bounce. Upside target probably around 968. Right there. All that for a disclaimer. Google. And hunt in the bottom here. You hit the top. So hunt in the bottom. Let's see. That low, that high. Potential for it to bottom here. Be a good spot for it. That high, that low. If we break back above this level right around 191, upside target. Oh, save that one. Almost sneaked out. Almost snuck out. Almost got out. So 213. And AVGO. That one really look. Oh man, look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Beautiful. So basically retested the breakout. Beautiful. First move down. Right there. Retraced off of that. Equality on the move. This is a strong indication that this one is done correcting. Done correcting. Potential to go just a little lower, down to 169, 170 area, but strong indication we may be done here. The conservative entry is a break back above this 618 level. Right there. Target is right there at 260. Right there. All right. NEE. Below the roadmap line. Bearish setup. I would expect lower. How much lower? Well, go from the low back to the high. Break down below the 618 area. Extension down to the 60, low 60s. If we can get back above, we can pull into effect this 618 zone up here at that high. Gonna have to get above it to go higher. 88, 89 would be the upside target on that one. Microsoft already did. PayPal, probably not. Measure bounce. Looks like we're going down the toilet. Moving the wrong line. Moving the wrong line. Come on. Come on. Possible measure bounce, but that's 3 waves up, which is not usually precede a strong measure bounce. I would be very, very, very cautious. This looks like continuation. This first move up, retrace, second move up, right into resistance. May bounce, but it's probably going to go down. Very, very cautious on that. I've been watching this one for a long time. That's 3 waves. I can't make a bullish case out of that at all. Why? Because of that giant drop. And I've thought we needed to retrace back down to 42 for a long time. Careful chasing PayPal. FNGU. Went lower. And rejected 3 times. And what do they say about triple tops right there? 1, 2, 3. Bigger, deeper retrace. Back to the breakout zone. Now we can potentially go higher again. 730, 760 upside targets for the next upside potential. It's taking a while. This correction just kind of keeps on ticking. We've been working on that since early December. It's just first move down, the retrace, second move down. Now potentially right there. First, the most aggressively roadmap line you could get long. 618 right there at 600. Upside potential 730, maybe 760, 847 if we get really sparky. Right there for FNGU. LRCH. Try again. Yeah, getting nothing on LRCH. NNE. Nano nuclear energy. Support at 22. CFLT. Support at 28. And SG. Ooh, potential for that one too. Measured bounce. Potential upside. I don't know. Maybe. May go lower. It's like, which one is it? Is it the 618? Is it the logarithmic or is it the not log? Not log. The target would be up here at 60. It's a 3xer on the bounce. If we go deeper, could be log mode. Could come down to 13. And then we could potentially get the bigger bounce up to 150. So still got downside either way. Downside potential. CRDO. Oh man, hit the target. Ooh. Boom goes the dynamite. First move down, retrace. Second move down. Hit in there. If we can hold it. Seeing lots of these. If we hold it, break back by the 618, 94 upside right there on CRDO. TTD already covered. MSTR, downside target. Potentially on down here at 216, maybe 182 for log mode, not log mode, possibly down to 150. And it's kind of been respecting log mode if you look at that right there. So we could see a little bit further down. Now, it also could have made the low. Like that low could be the low in place, intact. Resistance is right here at that 390 area. Get above that, 1,000 could be the target area. I'm still long MSTR. I'm long MSTX. So kind of expecting it to pop. Be a shame if it doesn't. IBM. Probably coming back to the roadmap line somewhere around 220 to 230. somewhere in that zone will be what I expect after that little pop and that lower high. Retrace. Now we could just hold the prior high. So, and this could all come up together somewhere over here at 240. Hard to say. Probably going to correct. Probably, like, I would just expect correction and chop for a while, possibly in April or May on IBM. Coin already hit. YY. 2 Ys, not no other letters. Looks like that kind of did a pop. Stalled out and would expect it to come back down to this zone right here, right around 39.40 area right there. DQ. Chopping around here. Stuck. 20. That rejected there. Hasn't broken down. If we do, back to the lows. Yeah, I wouldn't expect, I mean, it's not any kind of reversal at this point. So, looks like it needs a lower low. Look at all those red earnings. Holy cow. What a disappointment. It's disappointing. Start losing money. Disappointing. Losing tons of money. Losing money. Still expecting to lose money. This is not the environment to be losing tons of money. Be careful. That may go down. Carvana. I think I already said that. Expecting bigger downside if we break down below the roadmap line. They did just buy a dealership, so be careful. Here's the support right now. Right there. Support also at the roadmap line. If we break above the 618, upside 309. Right there. And Lulu, Limon, potential roadmap bounce. This did what I expected it to do. Targets up here. Short term, that retrace, break back up. Resistance at the top of the gap down for the next move. If we break back above the roadmap line, resistance there. May retrace again before we can go on up here. Ultimately up here, maybe out next year before we do it. Time, I'm not really predicting time on any of this. Walmart, still expecting the roadmap line. I think I already said that. Hood, expecting the roadmap line down around 36 or so. Right down here. Expecting that. I've got an alert there because I may buy back in. I got out up here at 60, whatever. Looking for that retrace back in here, and then we get set up the next move higher, potentially up to 80 or 90. Here's the market back open. And next up, MQ. Resistance. And lower would be what I expect on that one. Marvel. BL. We dip back below the breakout, so we may go on a bigger, deeper retrace here. Not good. Unless we can save it now. We're gonna save. We gotta turn it now. If we don't, we may come back down to this zone right in here. So we gotta turn this now. Break back above the 618 to go higher. Nominal higher, probably 140, 135, 140. Downside, back down in this zone right around 55 to 65. Ouch. Not far, though. I mean, we're not far. All right. Next up. Already did MRK, SMR. Oh, we hit the downside target. Sometimes I get lucky. All right. Downside target hit. There's the high. There's the low. Break back above the 618. You're looking for 35 and 39 on the upside here. Next upside target. right in there. Simple as that. ARKK. Back to the roadmap line. Cha-ching. And we overlapped. Not great. Hard to... It's been very choppy and overlapping. This might be just a corrective move up. And this could result in a deep retrace back down to 35. If we don't turn something now, get back up to 70, and then we got resistance right there at 70, 72, 73. If it doesn't do that, if we maintain a downward bias, probably come back down to that 35 level on ARKK. Pretty rough. Rough. Hymns. Roadmap line would be where I expect it to go, back down around 28. Right here. 28 to 30. Back down in that zone. On hymns, BX, Blackstone. Tag the target. Man. Getting lucky. Got lucky again. Sometimes I get lucky. I'm not trying to be facetious or, big-headed on that. Sometimes I get lucky. It surprises me. It humbles me all the time when I get lucky. I'm like, holy fudge muffins. Maybe I should have traded that. I didn't trade it. Here's the resistance. We get above that. Going on up. Next upside target, 209, 217 area. Somewhere right up here. If we don't turn it, which that's not a great close, probably coming on down to this level right here. All right, that's Blackstone. GEHC. Remember, if I say anything's helpful, beneficial, give me a thumbs up. Choppy sideways. I wouldn't expect that to do jack squat, except more of that. Just more of this is what I would expect. Yeah, it's more sideways. Connell is leveraged coin. Already went through coin. CTLP. Cantaloupe. Back to the roadmap line. That was the perfect bounce. Look at that. Right to the extension. Even though it's low priced, perfect. We do the bounce again. Same move. That high. Back to the low. Right back above the 618. 11, 12 upside. MMM, 3M. That's not right. MMM, 3Ms. There's the resistance from that prior high. That's what I expected when I drew this however long ago. Top out in this zone, retrace, before I can break up through. KNSL. Now, 3M could break on through, but that's sideways chop, lower highs, higher lows. Lower highs, higher lows. I don't expect it to do anything except fill this on out right here. Fill that baby on out. TSM. That, I mean, dang. First move down, retrace, perfect. Potential bounce. Golly. Almost perfect. So that high, that low, 618 low zone. Same story. So many others. Break back higher, 236, 245 area. Right there would be the target. If we break down lower, or if we continue lower, that low would be where I would be expecting it to find support. Down there. And that low is probably support. So if we get below it, that would be my concern, is we're going on down to 135 right there on TSM. BX already did just a second ago. RY, AAY, right near. Choppy sideways, not really indicating we're doing anything. Here's resistance. Here's support. Stay in the box, just going sideways. If we break higher, could return to the highs, but I'm not sure I would expect it to go anywhere at this point. It's kind of been in this zone for years. See that right there? 5 years. Not sure I'd expect it to go anywhere. There's the high, and then here's the bigger downside supports. It's gonna stay in its lane between 37 and 60. That's what I would expect. Go daddy. Back to the roadmap line. I gave it up quick. That high, that low, break back above the gap. Gap down, that's resistance. Break back above the gap, possibly 224, 231 on the upside. Right there. Same pattern, same target, same everything. Forward has been sucking it up and is going lower. Target is down here. Back to 750, 775. SMCI. Ford messed itself up a while back. SMCI is still the target, lower low than we had back in November. We broke below the roadmap line. Be careful. Not far to go. Once we get down there, see what happens. QCOM. In the box still. Resistance here, support down here. Further support down here. And just sideways chop. If we could break down below this, lower, I expect a big flush, but just expect sideways as long as we stay up in this zone. Nothing. I mean, I can't make them break out of the sideways chop. So it's like MU still stuck in the sideways chop. In TES, holding on to the breakouts. Can't make it go. Resistance right there at 104. Get above it. Potential to go up to 111. Could fail. If we do break down below the roadmap line, probably going down deeper, maybe even lower low, down here around 72 for netties. Zoom. Potential to hold. Oh, that was a perfect three-wave retrace. Beautiful. Met the target. There's the upside. There's the high. There's the low. Resistance is right there. If we get above it. With all these setups, like I've done a couple dozen of these, all the same way, same three-wave retrace. That gives me a strong feeling that we could bounce from this level and go hit these upside targets. All right, for those 70 of you that are still here listening to me, the fact that I've pulled up dozens of these and drawn the exact same thing with the exact same proportions, it's too good to ignore. I mean, this is classic market roadmap bounce, extension, trend, pullback, pullback's done, potentially. Continuation. We might have a day or two left of grind. We can get these upsides. And the problem may be there's too many to take. You got to pick the best of the best. What's your best opportunity? And you may pick wrong. So I would lower risk across more potentials than I would all in on one or two. All right, spread your risk out. Some have potential to fail. How do you know? You don't. That's the problem. That hit the downside target. Look at that. Beautiful. Sometimes I get lucky. I drew this target, I don't even remember how long ago. Last summer. I don't know. Maybe the bottom. I doubt it. Probably going on down to 53 now. I don't know. Until we get above the roadmap line, this is still in a downward bias. Still going lower. I wouldn't bet on it. Turn it around. BBWI. Bath and Body Works. Sideways chop for 3 years. There's the resistance. 49. Here's the support. 27. Don't expect to get out of that. Already did MDB. Lunar. Back to the roadmap line. The only thing I don't like is the fact we turned down at this 100% extension here. If this starts down below this low right here, no bueno. We might do that right there. I drew that big down arrow for a reason. That's 3 waves up into that 100% where this move up and this move up are equal. Stopped right there on a dime, turned down. If we break down below that, which is comes all the way across there, this is back to that SPAC situation. It may be down to the SPAC level, at $10 level. We start back below 10. Watch out for the lower low. At least a return to the low. Be careful. They have a mission to the moon. If that thing blows out, crashes, watch out. That's all I gotta say on that one. JPM. The chart's not telling that it's gonna be great news right now. JPM came up shy of hitting the roadmap line. May still have some downside to go. But it could bounce at that higher level. It's done it plenty of times in the past. So this could be yet another one of those that when we go on higher. Break back above that 267 level. Looking for 285, 290 on the upside for JPM. Costco. Yeah, just grinding at that target. I don't know. I haven't been able to predict this one for a while. Ever since we did this break out of the watermelon seed squeeze, we hit the target. I haven't really, it's just been continuation, not hitting the roadmap line for a couple of years. Can't really give you any kind of solid upside target potential. Maybe 1,200. That's my best guess on the upside. And we could get a deep retrace really quickly. So be very, very, very careful chasing that one. HLT. And looks like we're going lower. It's well below the roadmap line. No support in sight. BYRN. Support right there at the roadmap line, 21 for a potential bounce. That high, that low. Break back above the 28 area. Looking for 37 on the upside. And Uber. Y'all request this almost every week. That's the resistance there. First move down. Ugh. Maybe we hold support here, 70. Break back above this high and get the extension up to 90. If we start breaking down below the roadmap line, easily return back to this $60 area right there on Uber. AZO. AutoZone. Golly, man. Yeah. Difficult to predict any upside targets here. It hasn't really retraced for a while. Last big retrace, resistance at 35.80 area. And be careful. It's big money moves there. I think I already did CTLP. Cantaloupe. Down to the roadmap line would be what I expect. Right there. HD, Home Depot. Watch out for the deeper retrace. First move down, retrace. Next move down. So we're in this 356, 370 area. Cars. Funny enough, that was the Cars was the ticker for the real estate investment trust, the first ever real estate investment trust I ever traded. You know, the ticker was Cars. You know, years and years and years ago. I mean, this is like early 90s or late 90s, I guess, late 90s. But Obviously, now it's cars.com. And that low, that high. Potential to come back into this area, right? Oh, yeah. Looking for that to bottom out right there. Hold support, similar to that point right there. Yeah, see, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Before we can do that. This is one of the most clear charts I've seen. I would almost guarantee we're going to do that. Almost guarantee. I wouldn't guarantee it, but almost guarantee. Yeah. That's what it looks like. QCOM. Now, Cars was a real estate investment trust that leased property to car dealers, and they got bought out by private equity and went away. That was my first monthly dividend stock. QCOM already did this. Sideways is the direction. Oklo. Back to the roadmap line right there would be my guess, but we've come up shy before, so we could come up shy again. Resistance right up here, 44, over 65 on the upside if we go higher. Learn. Potentially topping out. Can't really say much. Resistance at 144. And Visa. Potential to come back to the roadmap line all the way back down to 310. Careful. Chasing that one. SoFi. Back to the roadmap line. Beautiful. Retrace. If we can hold it, turn back higher, back about 15. Can go up to 19 potentially. Yes. Pharmaceuticals. I was like, therapeutics, pharmaceutical. And that's a sideways. I mean, that's like sideways for 6 years. Like, kind of bottomed exactly where I thought we would. Whenever I drew that. I mean, look at that. Longer than 6 years. Jeez. Yeah, so we've been going sideways since 2013. 12 years of nothing but chop. I don't think we're going anywhere. I mean, there's the 189 upside, $60 upside. I wouldn't expect it to break out. If we get up there, it's rejected every time we've gotten up there in the past. Some stuff just doesn't go anywhere. Citibank retracing. Hit that resistance, turn it down. Potential to come back to the roadmap line at 62. Well, daily roadmap line we already hit. Potential to go on down if we don't hold it here. Boom, 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 boom. There's the high, there's the low. If we break back above the 80 area, could go up to 89, possibly 87, 89. If we continue to move down, we'll come down here, that 60 level. And MU is MU. The chart is sideways. Just leverage on this. Sideways is there's the resistance, there's the supports. Until we upset one of those, sideways is the direction, and chop up MUU. SMTC. And guess what? Nasty. Nasty is what that is. All right. Here's the low, here's the high. Oh man, too perfect. Probably got more downside to go. Just a little bit. Bottom here, go higher. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correction. Wave 2. Maybe a 1, 2. Look for the 3 to kick off, or possibly that's an A, and this is a B, and this is a C. Doesn't matter which one. Doesn't matter which way. Potential target. Right in that zone right there. on the bounce. LRCX. Just chopping. Do anything. Uptrend of lows. Checked it down. Caught up in the chop. If we can break up, get above the 618. Potential to go on up here. 120. And already Dave. 90% sure. AAPL. Down. And that reject off prior high coming on down swiftly. Caution is advised. It's just been sideways for a couple years. Not really going anywhere. Back to the bottom. And love. That was a corrective up. 1, 2, 3. Rejected. Probably going lower low. Would be my guess. First move up, retrace. Second move up, corrective. Trend is down coming into this. That's a correction. Continuation lower. That's low for you. Mora is probably going lower. Well, maybe bottomed out. We'll see. Not great. 1170 is the lower target here. Didn't hit it. Upside resistance is up here at the roadmap line. Way up there at 17, down here at 11. Closer to the support than we are resistance. ANET already did. AXP. Potential bounce. That high, that low. Resistance there at the 618 level. 333 on the upside. Finally hit the roadmap line on that one. And already did AVGO, GMB, UB. And I don't know what the heck that is. Doesn't have enough candles to do anything with. And BSX. Probably coming back to the roadmap line. As medical specialty, caution. Down there at the roadmap line. And AMD already did. CIBC. Got nothing. Did I get that right? CIBC. And CFLT. Roadmap line. Been sideways for a long time. Wouldn't expect jack squat out of this. More sideways right there. And bros. Touch bros. Yeah, potential topped out. Watch for the retrace back to the 52 area. KO. And lower high. Potential to retrace deeply. But measure bounce. Target is up here at 84. Potentially 92. Right there. If we can extend it. There's a potential measure bounce. Target's right up there. So if we can get above that prior high, go cruising right up there to the target on KO. All right. I've been going an hour and a half. I'm tired. I'm done. I'll be back first thing in the morning. Same bat time, same bat channel, 9:15 in the morning. Come see me. I'll go through what's moving in the morning. Search for stuff to pay attention to for tomorrow. Potentially that reversal. Maybe we can get the reversal in the markets. Go higher. Market is back open. We are green so far. So far, so good. Little gap up overnight. We may take that back. Shows upward buying pressure. Shows sellers, we're like day traders, probably putting the downward pressure into the close. That gap up usually results in bigger upside. Lots of selling pressure, and that's showing the relief on the selling pressure when the market was closed for an hour. So be careful. We'll look at in the morning. Same bat times, 9:15. Be here, be square. Set your reminder, 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time.